Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. Have you ever heard of the conversion therapy ban? Yeah, well it's a really big thing, did you not know? I'll tell you about it in a few seconds. I'd like you to subscribe or give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you could donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3 at gmail.com on PayPal. And if you'd like a list of the charities, I would be happy to supply you with them. You can also look me up on YouTube and X and TikTok, but especially YouTube, where you'll be able to see my created playlists and watch the videos of mine that get banned on other social media sites. So this one here is about a £72,000 conversion practices helpline for all these people who need help, apparently. Takes just four, not 400, not 4,000, not 4 million, 4 calls in 3 months. So is conversion therapy actually a thing? Well, the 4 people don't give me much confidence. The Scottish Government spent almost £72,000 of taxpayers' money on a conversion practices helpline, used just 4 times, it has been revealed. Figures obtained by the Christian Institute show that the Scottish Government paid £71,996 in 2025 to the LGBTQIA++ health and well-being to operate the helpline. However, between October and December, the service was contacted only 4 times, possibly by the same individual. The LGBTQIA++ health and well-being came under the fire recently for promoting the practice of queer chest feeding, criminalising parents. The helpline's guidance suggests that ordinary parental conversations about a child's gender may amount to so-called conversion therapy. One illustration depicts a parent telling the child, "You're too young, you're confused, we need to get you help." Another example includes being prayed over and pastoral counselling. The nation's most expensive helpline. The LGBTQIA++ health and well-being has been lobbying the Scottish Government to introduce wide-ranging conversion therapy practices and legislation. In a strongly worded letter to the Scottish ministers last month, the group argued that Westminster's recently published draft proposals do not go far enough, and that Scotland should introduce its own more comprehensive ban. What a misuse of money. Joanne Timms, Senior Public Affairs Officer at the Christian Institute, told the Sunday Times these figures expose an extraordinarily misuse of public money. Scottish taxpayers have funded that, what may well be the nation's most expensive helpline. She continued, existing criminal law already deals with abusive and coercive behaviour, the kind of law the LGBTQIA++ health and well-being is demanding would redefine ordinary parenting, pastoral care and prayer as conversion therapy. Taxpayers should not be forced to bankroll an organisation that promotes controversial gender ideology while campaigning for a law that could criminalise ordinary conversations between parents and children, or ministers and members of their congregations. For Women's Scotland, Susan Smith added, an honest service and an honest government would admit that lack of take-up indicates that there is no point in wasting time and capital on solving this non-issue. They would focus on the pressing needs which face the people of Scotland. not for the baby. Earlier this month, the LGBTQIA health and wellbeing sparked outrage for running a support group for biological men who identify as women and want to chest feed babies by taking cross-sex hormones to mimic breastfeeding. The group's advertisement for the Edinburgh Queer Milk Support Group says, "You're welcome to attend the group whatever your feeding journey looks like, whether you're mixed feeding, chest feeding, breastfeeding, using an SMP or donor milk, or any of the beautiful and varied ways you might be giving human milk to your baby." However, Dr. Alice Hodgkinson, co-founder of the group Biology and Medicine, stated, "There's so much thing, there's no such thing as chest feeding. You need a woman to be to be a woman, and you need to have breasts to breastfeed." She explained that while mothers can produce pints of milk for their children, the most that men have been recorded producing is a thimbleful. Dr. Hodgkinson noted that this is not for the baby. This does not benefit the baby, and we have to be very clear about this. Else going on that now should that there's something going on that man should want to do this. That's exactly right. A man who wants to chest feed his baby, to me, doesn't need to have a baby, but needs to be locked up in an asylum until he gets the proper medication and realizes that a man is a man and he can't produce milk for a baby. God did not design us that way. This is absolutely diabolical, and in my view, it is child abuse. Shalom, Maranatha, and hallelujah.